This is a kit build for a NIKON Z6. So we're going to start with our NIKON Z6. I have a Smallrig cage on it. This is the 2243 cage. Wraps all the way around, gives you lots of nice attachment points. On top here I have a quick release part number 1409. This is for my handle, and then I just have a regular old cold shoe over there. And then down here I actually have part of the base, which is part 2272, which is this piece right here. I kind of like it. I've had different ones. This has a nice little quick release like that, so I can go in, take the camera on and off if I need to, adjust it, and it also has the height up and down, which is nice. When I'm using my matte box, I can take this, loosen it up, and adjust the height of the camera. I personally use two 18 inch 15mm rods, and the only reason I do that is just because of I like the short length. I have longer ones and I have shorter ones, so I play with them and I put them where I need them. I also have these other shorter, I think they're 12-inch Smallrig rods with these adapters in there, which are nice. If I need to extend it, I can add this to it, screw them together, and then screw them down in here. If not, these come with a nice little cap, close the ends up to protect the thread and keep anything from getting in there. Next is my base for my tripod. Put that in there. I like to center it, kind of balances the weight on the rig itself. The plate goes to my Binro tripod, which has been really nice, fluid head. I've had good success lately with it, so but here's where I start with that. Make sure this is facing the right direction. I put it on wrong once, so base plate lines up, and if you notice, there's two little small screws here, and those catch right here. So once this is installed and you need to shift it left or right, it keeps it from actually falling all the way out, which is a nice little feature that I've learned about. Another thing with the base plate is when you're putting it in, make sure you leave enough room for this screw here so that it doesn't catch on the bottom of your cage plate. After that, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to put my lens support, just that, and this is just gives us a little bit of support inside here. So I'm leaving everything kind of loose just till I get it all lined up, and then after that I am going to add my matte box. The matte box is the biggest part. This is a bulky area, but it's a DP500, and so I slide that in, and then I leave this all loose because inevitably the lens has to slide up to it, and I want to make sure that I have my adjustments and that my lens is perfectly aligned so that we don't have any spaces. Loosen this up here. Go a little bit, there we go, all tightened up. So now that this is tight, this is all aligned with my matte box, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adjust my lens support, tighten that up, turn it sideways so you can see right in there, get it right up against that, do that nice and tight, and then you can tighten these up too. I also have for this lens the focus ring here, which just pops right on and off, and then it has an adapter that goes around the lens here. This is also the DP500 set. It's got a bunch of different parts, and there's different videos out there to show you, so you can adjust this in and out, which is nice. From there on, we'll start building it upwards now that we have everything on the rails somewhat aligned where it needs to be. There still will be some micro adjustments as we go. Nice part about this is move forward and it's adjusting, and you can remove it as you go. So there we go. Alright, next is the handle. And for the handle, I've had multiple different handles. The Smallrig part number 2027. This one is nice because it's got a bunch of little features. It's got tools built in. It hooks onto that NATO clip. You get the monitor mount on the side, and you have a bunch of cheese plate, anything you need to do. You can also adjust it back and forth, which I kind of like. Gives you more opportunity. And then it has this 15mm rod up front, so you can add different things, and I'll show you why I like it in the future here from the video. This plate, actually, these two screws push down, or these little, they're not screws, but they're little nubs. They are for easy on and off, so you just push down, slide left and right, and then your handle won't fall off also if this gets loose on you for some reason. From there up, we're going to continue, and let me push the camera out of the way, and let's talk about it. I use a Atomos Ninja 5 or V, whichever you want to say it. I had this cage I just got. It's a Smallrig Ninja 5 or Ninja V Ninja 5 cage, part number 2209. It's nice. You spend quite a bit of money on your Ninja. It's nice to be able to protect it. I didn't have one before, and I actually had to send it back in, so I'm hoping that this protection will give me what I need so that I don't damage my Ninja again. It comes with a nice little clamp to hold your HDMI cable, and it also holds the hard drives in for the people that don't use the smaller hard drives. I just have the standard one. And then I have the part that comes with it so that I can go to my batteries instead of switching batteries all the time. I mount that with this monitor plate or monitor hinge here. This is for the, I think it's Aria. It's monitor mount part number 2174. I actually use it upside down. So because of the screws and little finders, I mount it on here like so, and it keeps my monitor nice and aligned. And then when I bring it back to the camera, I put it here. So, and the reason I went with this, and the reason I went with this handle is because I like it up here for most of the time when I'm shooting like that, but I also have this little 15mm cheese plate style rod here, and Smallrig has them. I think they're 6.2, but this lines up just perfect. So as I'm putting it on here, like so, another reason why I put it backwards is if I put it there like just like that, now I can put this in here and I can adjust this back and forth, which is really nice. If I'm holding it and I want to go low shots, I can do that. But like I said, most of the time I put it up here because I'm shooting on the tripod with this camera rig, just because I like a good, clean, stable shot. I have a DJI Osmo Pro. That's what I'm shooting this video with. I use that for a lot of my moving and running, gunning shots. So we'll continue on. This kind of gets in the way, so I'll put that on last. The next piece is going to be this FOTGA D500. This is all kind of kept with the theme here. This is for the battery. I like using one battery for everything. One, it's just less stuff I have to charge. Two, you know, it's easier. One battery charges everything. Everything's on the go. And the battery that I have, this one is a what is this? I think it's a power juice or juice power. I think is what it's called. This one is 95 watt, and I've shot almost an 8-hour day with this setup using just this battery alone. So that's kind of why I like doing it, using it that style. Next piece is going to be my Rode. I have a Rode video mic. I've had this. This was my first mic that I got, and I've used it out in the desert. I've used it inside buildings. It's a great mic. It works great. I have no complaints. So it takes a 9-volt battery. I plug it into the side of my camera, and then I have a lav mic setup, wireless lav mic, that I actually run into my Atomos. This is by Comica, I think I'm saying it right. I've used both of these together. It's great because I get the background noise off this, and then for when I'm filming actual people, I throw this lav mic on them. It's already there, it's set up, it's easy to go, it's real clean, I don't have to remove it, and it's a good way for me. You may be different, but that's what works for me. So now that I have that, like I said, this is kind of big. Throw that there. And that's about it. Do some cable management for the rig. Put it all together like that. The NIKON, I use this. This goes right into the D-tap, comes off the battery. That's how I power it up. Like I said, one battery. And then I like Bose noise canceling stuff. Works really good. These are the, I think they're the Comfort Quiet 35s, I think. You can hardwire, they are wireless noise canceling, but I like to plug them in, and then it kind of cancels out everything else, so I can really get a good hear on what the mics are picking up, so I can go in and adjust from there. Other things, I have lots of other spare parts. You know, I keep a bag full of the Smallrig stuff, some other stuff. I get this. I used to have one of these. Never know we're going to need one. This is what my Atomos used to sit on, and I just couldn't find any consistency with keeping it in one place. It would eventually vibrate down and move with all the extra weight. So that's why I bumped up to the Smallrig Monitor mount. Keep an extra handle in here. This one was one of the original ones when I first started, so I keep it just in case I want to add it on for some side handles. And then I do have this goes on to the rail if I need it, and it's for if I want to build out to a shoulder. I extend the back part of the rig out, and I add a shoulder pad, and I put this on the front, right in front of the mat box, and it gives me the two handles for stability. And then that's when I would lower my Atomos down using this, dropping it down. I think that's about it. Like I said, it's what works for me. So good day. Thank you.